day 177. My name is Jason. I'm a channeler, and I was guided to come on to give a daily dose of hope because we sorely need it as a consciousness, as humankind. Um, and so the reason I was called on to do this is because the energies on our planet are increasing, and they have been increasing, as you probably can see around you. A lot of things are starting to change in the world, and a lot of it is happening at kind of a very rapid speed. And sometimes it can be hard to wrap your head around, and much harder to wrap your emotions around. And at these times, things can get very polarized. There's a lot of forces out there that want us to become overly emotional about everything and not to think. And so it's really important that we just stay in the middle path, in the neutral path of trying to understand both sides, trying to understand everything that's going on, but looking at it with peace, not letting it affect our emotions in that way, or as much as possible. And this is, not only is this just a part of this third dimensional thing that we're going through, but this is a part of the whole ascension process. And this is like the test for humankind is, can we do this? Can we walk that tightrope? Can we walk it without falling to one side or the other? Can we walk this path in peace? And so, as I think it was Mary Magdalene that was saying that it's like a final exam of sorts. So a pocket of peace, a daily dose of hope has three parts: a bit of a talk, a channeling, a bit of a talk, a channeling, and a pocket of peace, which is a guided meditation. So just what I wanted to talk about today it's very short. I just wanted to talk about rules, that we all have these personal rules that we kind of grew up with. So like, I grew up thinking that, I can't even think of a way. Simple thing. Okay, men should hold the door for women, for example. And that was from another era. And in this era, that could be like a polarizing issue. But from the era that I grew up in, that wasn't a polarized issue. It's just a thing that you do, And that's a rule that I kind of grew up with. But then now, maybe the rules have changed a bit depending on the generation. And so that rule in my head seems like the right thing to do. But if someone doesn't do it, I might in my mind think, oh, that's not polite, right? So I'm judging them. They're operating under different rules. If they're doing that, then that's not their rule. And so if you go through your life looking at people and all their different things that they do, and we don't realize how many rules we have. We only realize it when we start feeling anxious about something, like, oh, I can't believe that person did that, or that person said that. But the thing is, it's like, we have to believe it. They're playing by their rules, and we just and if it's something that we don't like, then we don't have to be in their presence. We can just use our free will to say, this person's playing by different rules. I don't really feel comfortable with this. I'm just going to go somewhere else, kind of thing. In the situations that you can do that. Otherwise, you just have to. I think it's about kind of accepting certain things. I mean, there are lines, of course. It's not like. But hey, TT Tracy, test anxiety. Yeah, test anxiety. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, we all have test anxiety. And good etiquette never goes out of fashion. I mean, I agree. I mean, of course, right? Because everyone wants to be treated well, kindly. It's just, that's something that I don't think really changes through the generations. But so, for example, I mean, an example I often use is like the crowded subways here in Japan. So I live in Japan, and the subways are crowded, and people turn into like kind of, you can look in people's eyes, and everyone has their city eyes. Like they turn off their human eyes and they turn on their city eyes, and city eyes are like, just, don't look at me. I'm not really here. And the city function too is like that. It's okay to be rude, because everyone's in a rush. and they have these important places to go, and so they can push and they can do all that stuff, and that doesn't count, kind of thing. I think that's the way I kind of see it, but I'm not sure what they think, right? So I don't know what they think, and so sometimes I'll be really offended, like, why is that? Why is that guy pushing me? Come on, we're all going the same way. It's like, we're gonna get there. If you just left your house a little bit earlier, maybe you wouldn't have to, all this kind of stuff goes through my mind. But then again, I'm also rushing sometimes too. But the whole idea though is that if you get into judgment about that though, like, oh, that's really rude, that's shouldn't have done that, then you're bringing your frequency down, and so you're bringing it down to that level. And then there's a possibility that you might actually just do the same thing. So those kind of things engender more of the same actions. So for example, if someone cuts you off on the road, you get angry and then you start driving really fast, and you might cut someone off as well. So it just kind of keeps barreling down. And so if we're able to stop that and say, oh, okay, I my rules are different from that person's rules. They maybe they haven't learned about that kind of stuff, or maybe they don't think it's important. And but if I get upset or angry in the situation, then all I'm doing is hurting myself. But if I bless this person and say, wow, they must be having a really rough time, that they have to kind of go through all these different places, or they have to push someone out of the way. I mean, wow, they must be having a rough time. I mean, if you're happy and you're in love, you're probably not really going to do that. And so if you look at the world that way, then that frees you from that energy. Your energy is still high. That person's going to get a rush of good energy because you just bless them. And maybe they're not going to push as much because they think, I feel really good now. Maybe I don't feel so combative anymore, argumentative. And then that's it. Just so it works in either direction. And just like they keep saying, all the guides, there's two choices, right? Love, fear. And if you choose love, it expands it exponentially. So I think that was what I wanted to talk about. And rules, in friendships, relationships, right? I can't believe that person did that. I can't believe that person said that. It's like, we just have to believe it, you know? People are playing by different rules. So, even if you don't believe in it, it still is what it is. So it's kind of like the idea of God as well. It's like, even if you don't believe in God, I mean, he's there, he's like, okay, it's fine. I don't think he really minds either way. It's just like, you guys are my children, you're here playing, doing all this fun stuff. If you choose not to believe, that's fine. I don't think the creator or the source needs someone to believe in it. It's not like Neverland, it's not like Tinkerbell or Peter Pan. Anyway, so going off on a tangent, I'm going to stop. So, hey, Kathy, say hello. Yes, bless everything. Yeah, it's the best way. It's the easiest way, right, to go through life. And it helps everyone. And it helps you too, because whatever you give, you receive. So if you give a blessing for that person, you're going to receive many, many blessings. And so, yeah, why not? Don't you want blessings? I do. So TT Tracy says, small town America allows more kindness, and smiling is still the magic key. Yeah. So I grew up in a really, really small town. And when I moved to a big city, and I was just like smiling at everyone, saying hello to everyone, a lot of my friends were like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? And you're not supposed to do that here. People don't do that. And I couldn't get out of the habit. I think I have a little bit. I still do it sometimes. So a lot of people here are just like, do you know that guy? Why is he saying hello to you? Why is it, what? So there's a lot of people who are very confused about me. And rules. It's a different rule. You don't really do that. But everyone's happy when you do it. No one's like, that person said hello to me. How dare them? They're like, wow, that person said hello. That's so cool. I don't know them, but whatever it is. Yeah. Anyway, so that's how we bring heaven onto earth, right? Just in little gestures, right? We don't have to use superhuman, our strength to do it. All we have to do is just bless someone. Hey, I bless you. Not just when they sneeze, right? Yes. And one little rant, and then I'll go into a channeling, is that, and I've said this many times before, but I always think it's really interesting and funny, is that the weather forecast. I don't know how the weather forecast is in the countries that you guys are all in, but here in Japan, it's always off. They never know what's going on, right? And they're so confident about it. Today it's going to rain. It's 50%. This and it's like it's been sunny all day. Like there was no rain, and where's this 50%? And what are you thinking about, right? It's a weather forecast. It's forecasting the future. They are trying to predict the future, right? And I always think that's so funny that so predicting the future, prophecy is looked down by our society. For example, like what I'm doing now, like channeling, or not right now, but channeling is looked down on, right? It's like that's just strange and weird, and you're contacting like evil beings, or it's the CIA, or all this kind of stuff, and everyone just has a really negative feeling about it. And um, but for some reason, the prophecy of the weather is accepted by everyone. Everyone thinks it's I'm going to watch the weather forecast. I'm going to watch them try to prophesize the future of the weather, and they usually get it wrong. But yet no one says, hey, I'm going to sue the Weather Channel. I've had it with the Weather Channel. These predictions are not true. People should, these kind of things. It doesn't happen. So I always think it's funny. It's kind of like the little bit of prophecy that we are allowed. Whereas you look back in ancient civilizations, there's always the shaman. There's always someone connecting with the spiritual world because they remembered, like, oh, right, we're spiritual. We're not human. So if we can connect, we should connect and try to get more information and try to understand where we are. And I'm ranting a lot today. I didn't mean to rant. So I'm going to stop ranting now. So I'm going to go into a channeling, and yes, there was one other thing I wanted to say, but I can't remember. So I'm just going to go into a channeling. Okay. So yeah. So do they have anything to say about the energy on our planet now? Any words of advice? Anything to help us? So here we go. Greetings, we are that one that you know of as Isis, and we are here, and we are here, and we are here, and we are here on this wonderful time on your planet, when the fireworks are starting to explode, when things are starting, the celebration is just started, things are starting to move in a wonderful direction, and they have been moving in a wonderful direction, but it hasn't been visible to you for the longest time. Now, the show is about to begin, the fireworks are about to begin. And this is the time. This is a wonderful time to be alive in. You are here to witness the change. And you are also here as wonderful, beautiful light workers to help to smooth the change, to smooth this transition into a new way of being. And this new way of being includes a higher frequency, which means less of these lower frequencies, these lower feelings of sadness and anger and fear and sickness are not as available, will not be as available as they are now. Now you have free will to choose. If you want to be sick, you can be as sick as you'd like to be. If you want to be sad, you can be as sad as you'd like to be. Angry, go ahead, go at it. But when the frequency starts to rise, these will not be available. You will remember the emotions and try to go into them, but you will soon forget because it won't be there. There won't be an option to go into. And so you remember these frequencies, but you won't be able to access them within this new frequency. And on the flip side of that, the higher frequencies will be much, much higher. And so, as we say, let the parade begin, let the festivities begin. This is a wonderful time to be alive on your planet. You are all making so much progress every day, going through your life, doing these little acts of kindness, as this being says. Yes, all the things that you do, everything that you do is so important and so symbolic. You can think of your life as a movie. You are living through one of the most interesting movies in the universe, and the whole universe is watching you, and you are the star of the show. Imagine that. You, in your everyday life, your second to second, day to day, month to month life, are the star of one of the most amazing shows in the universe. In addition to that, it's not just a show. You are here to bring the love, to help the transition, to transition into a place of more and more love. And so we congratulate all of you on all of your work. All right. So, Michael, greetings, blessed beings. And you got Patrick there too. All right. So, all right, guys. So, I'm going to go into a pocket of peace. And this pocket of peace is just a pocket of peace. This is a pocket of peace is a guided meditation to help us get into that middle point of love and not to be pulled into our emotions. So the whole idea of our emotions is they're not bad things. It's just that if they control us, it's not so good because then we're out of control. And our emotions don't really have intelligence in that sense. We have emotional intelligence, but our emotions don't. So if we're in fear, if we're in anger, there's no thinking going on. We're just controlled by fear. And fear doesn't know what it's doing. It's just crazy. And so you'll do crazy things. But so if you're able to just see the fear as it is, it's fear. Okay. I feel this emotion. I can't not feel it. I just feel it, but I let it go. Just let it go. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to just feel all these emotions. It's like a river or an ocean of emotions. We feel them, we process them, we understand them, and we just let them go. Let them go. Because they're not us. We're not emotions. We're not a body. We're love. We're built on love. That's all we really are. And we're just having an experience of emotions. And once we start to master these emotions, we can start to use them to create. Because that's how we create on this universe. We use our emotions. So we have an image or an idea in our mind, and then we put our emotions into it, and then that creates it in this third dimensional world. And so imagine what we could create if we were all in control of our emotions and we didn't have to go down the path of fear. So anyway, pocket of peace. I'd like you guys to take a few deep breaths in your own timing. I'm going to take them in my own timing. Just breathe in deep and breathe out deeply. All right. So I'd like you to imagine that you are surrounded by the light of unconditional love. It just surrounds you, protects you, keeps you safe. And this love is yours. It's your birthright. You are given it by your Creator. Your Creator loves you more than anything in the whole world. And again, you don't have to believe it. It's just is. And so you are loved by your Creator. It is your true parentage you think about. If you didn't get that love when you were younger, when you were a child, you've always had that love from your Creator. It's always been with you. It's never left you. And this unconditional love has been with you for all of eternity and also outside of eternity as well. You are loved unconditionally, and there's nothing that you need to do to get this love. And this love reminds you that you are now, right now, in this second. When you're in this second, you're outside of time. And outside of time, you experience the love that you are. And then you can bring that love down into time. And within this love, there's no past or future. You're just now, right now. Maybe the past will happen, maybe the future happens, but there's no reason to regret the past, or worry about the future. There's only the only thing that you need to do is just be here, right now, in this second, feeling the love wash over you. And this love just ignites the light in your heart. See your heart as a little candle that's been ignited into a flame. A bonfire of unconditional love is burning in your heart. And it's almost, you can't even keep it inside. And so don't just let it out into your room, into all the things in your room and your space. The floor, the ceilings, the walls, the pencils, the papers, the desks, everything is now covered and infused with love, pure, unconditional love. And this love just covers everything and makes everything okay. Everywhere you look, you see hope. Everywhere you look, you see love, 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 love. Yeah, and then just expand that energy out into the rest of the county that you're in, or the prefecture, the state, the town, so that the whole town is covered with love. Everywhere you look, it's love. That car, that taxi, that building, that apartment building, that house, that mall, that tent, that campsite, everything is just covered with love, 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 love. And just look at the people's eyes all around you. Everyone is just, you can see them sparkling. They've got the fire burning in their hearts as well. This light of love, love. And this light of love makes you aware that you don't have to do those things that you didn't want to do. And there's no pain anymore. There's no sadness. There's no regret. You're just in love. And you're just making love right now. And everyone's just so happy and at peace with everything that they're doing. You can see it. And they're just bringing about, just by doing this, we're bringing about the golden age on this planet, the age of love, where we all love each other and respect each other, because we remember that we're all one underneath it all. And so now everywhere you look, it just brings you peace, it brings you hope, it brings you love. You just walk down one street and it's just, wow, the love is palpable. You can almost taste it, you can almost feel it, you can almost see it. The love is in the air. Oh, and this love is changing the whole world at this moment. You might not think that love like this has this power, but it does, but it does, but it does. You can see it. The whole world is lit now, lit up with light of love. People looking from outside of this universe are looking in and saying, what the hell are they doing down there? And we're saying, yeah, we're just bringing the love here. We're just bringing the heaven down to this planet. We're raising the real estate on this planet. Yeah. All right, guys. So that's Pocket of Peace for day 177. I hope you guys are all hopeful. And yeah. So TTT Tracy says, sometime tell us about ISIS and where she fits into our realities, please. Okay, that's a good idea. Maybe we'll do that for tomorrow. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining in. Thanks TTT Tracy and Kathy and Michael and Patrick. I hope you guys are all hopeful, and thank you everyone else as well for joining in. And remember that, yeah, we bring the peace to the world, we bring the light to the world, and we just do it by just little things that we can do. And, we're not perfect, but, we just try our best. And every little bit of light helps. And every bit of light that you give helps so many people all around the world, and also will help you as well. It'll bring back the light to your world and the hope to your world. So hope you guys are hopeful, and hopefully see you guys tomorrow. So ciao for now.